Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. Certainly glad to see you. And as always, you can see us on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber Channel 18. And today we have with us Chris and Samantha Miller of Miller's Bread. And hey, it's great to have y'all today. I'm glad y'all are with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's just get down to the nuts and bolts here. How long have y'all been open here?
A little over 2 months.
A little over 2 months. And has that something y'all have always wanted to do?
Open a shop?
Yeah, I mean to.
Yeah, we have a restaurant eventually, but I've always loved baking, and it'd be cool to have a shop, and now I do.
Well, how has it been with the traffic and everything coming to the shop since you've opened?
You know, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of foot traffic. I think from people who work here downtown. They just stop in for lunch, or they swing by real quick in the morning for coffee or cinnamon roll.
Yeah. Well, I've seen those cinnamon rolls. They're huge. That'd be a meal itself. It would be for me.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of other than cinnamon roll? What are some of the products you offer? So
The most popular is the cheesecakes, and then it would be the cinnamon rolls. But now I offer bread bowls with the soup in it for lunch, and those are really popular.
I've heard a lot about those bread bowls from different people around. So, and I gather they're pretty good because I've heard a lot about them.
Yeah, we bake the bread fresh every day.
Yeah. So
sometimes we'll be walking through the door and we'll be bringing some bread out.
Well, do you have the same soups, or do you change it about from day to day?
It's just about a different soup every day.
Well, good.
Sometimes we'll do the favorites twice.
Yeah. I guess you get called on those favorites a lot if they get used to something they like.
Oh yeah, they like the broccoli cheese and the potato cheese.
Oh, really?
The most, yeah.
Well, potato and cheese is good, huh?
I think it's everyone's favorite.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, have you always liked to cook and bake, and has that always been something a favorite of yours?
I've always liked to cook. I think I just fell into baking when I became a stay-at-home mom. I just started trying out recipes on Pinterest.
Yeah, one day she was like, I think I'm going to try baking. And then she was like, try that. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's good, And then she'd be like, well, try this and try this. And so like I was a guinea pig, through a lot of her, recipes. She'd tweak something here, tweak something there, until she got exactly what she liked, and then and then went from there. And
yeah, he has to try everything.
Yeah.
I make him try everything.
Yeah, fun fact, she doesn't even eat cheesecake.
Really?
No, she doesn't. Like
I don't like cheesecake.
She doesn't like cheesecake.
I think it's a texture thing. I like making them because they're pretty.
Yeah.
But I think it's the texture. It's just.
So I'm the one that says, yeah, that's really good, or not, but rarely is it ever not.
At least I know they're good though.
Yeah. Well, I gather I hear a lot about the cheesecakes as well from other people in the area, so you must be doing pretty good then. Well, you said you've always wanted to do a restaurant and stuff, but is that why you opened the shop, or did you have people, did you bake stuff for other people before and they just encourage you to do this, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I've been doing this for almost 10 years, but from home, and that was back in California, and then here I was working from home for about 3 years, and I started that because we had our last baby, and I quit my job, so I always fall back into baking because it's just my calling, I guess.
Yeah.
And a customer of mine suggested I sell cheesecakes to one of the local restaurants, and I started there, and then another lady told me about this place, and hooked me up with the owner and said, you should open up here. And I was like, no thank you. And then she kept telling me, and I was like, all right, well, I'll try it.
Yeah, he gave us an offer we couldn't refuse to open. So we actually remodeled the whole inside of this building, not like a crazy remodel, like we didn't knock down any walls or anything like that, but we redid the floors, redid the paint in here, and
he built the case up front.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he built the case, the coffee table, and our coffee bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do a lot of building, so so it was a challenge for sure, and it took us probably, I think, like 8 months. I think.
Yeah, it took a while.
To finally get it all done, but it's we've had plenty of compliments about when people knew what it looked like before and then what it looks like now, and people really like the way it looks in here, you know.
Well, and I like the fact that it's small, it kind of homey, you know.
Yeah.
Very quaint. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I was going for.
And I know the other day I met a man in here, and I just spoke to them, and then later on I was in town and I ran into him again, and we broke up a conversation, started it up, and you know, met new friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like it that way because you can sit and talk to people, and you know.
Yeah, we would like to have more like public gatherings. You know, like we'd be open for like if people like wanted to have like a Bible study here, you know, or a meeting,
yeah.
or so maybe some interviews or something. Like if somebody wanted to interview somebody for something, they can come here. We want it to be a place where people can come, feel comfortable, get a nice hot latte or iced latte, a cinnamon roll, and you know, just hang out. You know, and enjoy the ambience of the place.
Well, speaking of hanging out, what are your hours that you have here?
Oh, it's we're open Monday through Thursday, 7 to 3, 7 a.m. 3 p.m.
To 4.
I'm sorry, 4. Yeah, and Sundays we're open 10 to 4.
10 to 4 on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So we're closed Friday, Saturdays.
That gives them a chance to, after church, after they've eaten their meal, they can come here.
And that there's not really anything open on Sundays necessarily, and we figured Saturday would be kind of a dead day because all the businesses are closed and there's no school or anything like that. So we figured open on Saturday, you might not get too much business. And Friday really is just because we need a weekday where we can, you know, take care of some business or something like that.
Right, sure.
We need a day off sometimes.
Hey,
Sometimes she don't even get that. She's still doing stuff on
Yeah.
Fridays.
I come in and prep sometimes on Friday. I'll come like prep my sauces or my caramel and things like that.
Well, do you, if someone were to come to you and say, hey, we've got this going on and we need X number of cheesecakes or X number of cinnamon rolls, do you do that?
Oh yeah, I take orders all day. I take a lot of cake orders, wedding cakes. Just Sunday, I made 100 mini cinnamon rolls for the church down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100. They were just little.
Yeah.
She gets booked up like several months in advance. Like, what would you say? You booked up all the way through February?
I'm booked on cakes till June.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's like wedding season during spring, and all the brides they're on top of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I got some birthday cakes in there.
Yeah, and you know, there's not a whole lot of people around here that do what she does at the level that she does it. You know, with the, you know, how beautiful her work is. So she does fill it pretty quick.
Well, that was another thing I was going to ask, if not necessarily competition, but if there were other businesses around like yours that offer these services.
I don't think there's any other bakeries in Pikeville like this.
No.
There's, you know, like the grocery store. They'll
Right.
do like their thing.
We know Ember's across the street. They do like iced coffees and things like that.
They
too,
do coffees.
Yeah.
with their ice creams. And you know, but there's been a couple businesses that have reached out to her and asked if they would, you know, bake stuff for them that they could sell in their restaurants and things like that. So, you know, people have reached out to her and said, hey, you know, we really like your stuff. Do you think you could, you know, like she said she started baking, you know, cheesecakes. It was for Morgan Brothers Barbecue down the street there.
Yeah, because
And-
they're open on days of work closed, and they
Yeah.
were selling our cheesecakes at their barbecue.
So a lot of
place.
people actually got a chance to try
Yeah.
the product. They'd go to Morgan Brothers not only for the barbecue but to try out the, you know, cheesecakes as well. So it was a good business, you know, transaction.
Yeah, get our name out there.
Well, now they know that I'll eat the cheesecake next time I'm down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been down there. A lot of times we are so full because they offer
Yeah.
such,
Oh, I know it.
you know.
Big portions.
Yeah, but that's all right. I can always eat.
You can save it for later.
Yeah. Well, so everything's been pretty good so far. I know earlier when you first started, you really didn't. It's just you, right?
Yeah, I was by myself.
So you didn't have the help of any kind. So you had to
No.
close when you had to close, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
I was here.
Oh yeah, he took some vacation weeks and he would help me.
Yeah.
But we were just so busy and I would sell out, you know, around like 11, sometimes 12. And then people would talk and say, "Oh, she sells out early, so you got to get there early." So then everybody would come early.
Oh man, it was
and
crazy.
all at once, and then I'd sell out earlier, and I felt bad about it. But
Yeah.
now I have 2 employees that are amazing.
One time she had to close down at 9:00 so that she could refill her case and then reopen again at 10:00, and then she sold out like 2 hours later after that. So it was like, but now she's got a couple really nice girls, really hard workers that work for her, and she can focus more on being in the back and baking instead of running the counter and stuff. So we have a really good team of ladies working here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that was really a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they told me.
Because it'd been worse if you had not had anybody come in.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And,
And just have waste.
Yeah, and well, I know. Now you said you're not originally from Pikeville. You're from California, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So how do you like the area over here? Being I know it's different.
Much different.
It is different, yeah.
But how do you like it here?
Yeah, we love it. We love the. I love the country. You know what I mean? And I like how it's a slower pace of life. We do miss, being able to drive like 5 minutes to go to the grocery store or something like
We
that.
miss convenience. That's the convenience. Yeah.
We're from, we weren't from a big city or anything like that, but if you want to go to Walmart, it was like, a 5-minute drive down the road. Like here, if you want to go to the gas station, I'll be back in an hour. So, you know what I mean?
We live like 20 minutes from everything.
Yeah, we live out in the north of here, out in the country, and so it's really nice. It's a nice place to raise kids. It's a nice place to.
The kids love it.
The kids love it,
Yeah.
and the people are really nice here. And like I said, it's a lot slower pace of life, which is awesome. And it's great that everybody has the freedom of speech. To be able to, if you're a Christian, you can pray. In your place of work, and nobody's going to criticize you for that. There was a lot of that, back in California. And so it's I feel like there's a lot more freedom here than there was there, and it's really nice.
Well, there is, and there's a big difference, and it seems like, of course, our world is changing, as you know.
Absolutely.
Our country is changing, but it seems like here in the Valley, we're trying to tell people, so look, if you want to change, you can go somewhere else, but right here, we're going to keep it the way we like it.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. You know what I mean? Like it's we shouldn't have to change just because some people that move from wherever they move from to here and they want to bring that with them. It's like no, why don't you go back to where you came from?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know originally I'm not from here, and of course I've been here 40 years.
Oh wow.
Not originally from here. I married up here, so I can vouch for that. It's just a nice area, good people.
So pretty here too.
Yes, I mean you can't beat the scenery.
And the seasons. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you guys have seasons.
Yeah.
Back home it's just hot.
Yeah.
And cold like one
Hot
day, and then
and
it's
cold.
spring,
Yeah.
and then hot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I imagine y'all getting used to those seasons now, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
it's really cold here.
I know. Well, towards the end of the Christmas holidays, it had all 4 seasons in one day. I think.
No
Yeah.
joke. Yeah, it was like
It was
spring, winter. Yeah, it was.
I was
And,
sweating one day and then freezing by the end of the week.
It was wild.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's I guess a neat thing about this area. It changes, and you never know sometimes. Well, let's see. Now your menu. Maybe we've mentioned this. I don't remember. Your menu, does it change much, or does it pretty much stay the same?
We're pretty consistent. We offer. I'm always throwing something new in there, but every day I'll have the cinnamon rolls, the same flavors. I'll have cheesecakes every day. Those change all the time. We'll have coffee cake and croissants, and those flavors change too. Sometimes I'll do, if I run out of ham, I'll do bacon and cheese or jalapeno and cheese. But for the most part, it stays the same. Just the flavors change. Like a different soup, but we'll always have soup.
Well,
Yeah, we want to keep it small and simple, but we also want to add some things to the menu. We want to add, like fresh deli sandwiches, deli style sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like a soup, salad, and sandwich kind of lunch cafe place. Where you can come in, get something that's not greasy, not too fattening, not terrible. That's why we added salads. They offer a healthier side. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
instead of
right.
just saying, well, I'll take a cinnamon roll, And because
They walk into a bakery for that.
Yeah,
Just let them
yeah.
have what they want.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a guilty pleasure, but at the same time, it's like we don't want to just sell snakes and sparklers. We want to offer multiple things for people, and so more sandwiches are going to be in the future, and like I said, we got our salads and our soups, and so we're going to be adding things, but we're always going to keep it very short and simple, and because
fresh and
and
scratch
fresh.
made. Everything's
scratch made. Nothing that we serve, from the biscuit and gravy all the way to the soup and the bread bowl, everything is made from scratch. I mean, the only thing we don't do is mill the wheat to make the flour and things like that. You know what I mean? Milk the cow to get the cheese and the milk. But everything's made from scratch.
We started using fresh eggs too, actually. One of our employees has chickens, and she brings in eggs.
Oh, well, that's neat.
Yeah,
that really is.
Yeah, we try to definitely keep everything fresh. Everything's made fresh every day, because she pretty much sells out of everything almost every day, so she has to remake everything. So she gets down here about 5 a.m. Every morning and spends about 2 hours baking things so that she can have things for when she opens up at 7. And sometimes she'll stay here till 8 o'clock at night, getting things prepped for the next day.
Not so much anymore that I have help. Sometimes I leave at 5. So just 12-hour days now.
Just 12-hour days.
They were like 18-hour days.
Yeah, she was serious. She was putting some hours in when we first opened.
Well, that's your love for it, and your dedication, and that goes a long way.
She really does. She doesn't sacrifice on quality. She definitely. I've seen her throw away some cheesecakes in the past. It's just like, this does not turn out. So. Yeah.
Well, and it's good that it is fresh, because not everybody can say that, and when you look at some of the, and I'm not criticizing fast food restaurants, but they don't always have the, I know I've worked at fast food restaurants, many different ones, and sometimes you cook up ahead of time and have it ready. And so,
it's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been to places, not here in Pikeville, but in other cities, where it's like you can tell that you got something that was from yesterday and they just microwaved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, dang, so yeah.
Well, that's good. And that being fresh, that keeps your business coming in, because they know it's fresh.
They expect it to be fresh too.
It's not just in the case for a few days, sitting there. And
she's very particular.
It won't last. Yeah. I had 7 cheesecakes the other day, 7 different flavors, and I was so proud that the case was full, for once. And then I sold them all that day. I know that it was empty, so I had to start over. I know.
Yeah. Well, on the on your cakes, if someone come in and said, "Hey, I want that whole cake," would you sell it that way as well?
Yeah. I just started doing this thing where if I have so many different varieties of cheesecakes, you can build your own cheesecake. So it's a 10-inch, and you can, depending on how many I have, you can have a different slice, a different flavor, and take this variety tray home. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like some of the businesses do now. They'll put them together like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's neat. That's really neat. And like I say, I think this is it's new to Pikeville, and it's exciting. It's not been around, other than the grocery store maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is something different, and people like things that are different sometimes.
Yeah. Pikeville's been really good to us too. The community has come in, and they're thrilled to have us here, and they've been really supportive, and so we thank Pikeville a ton for their support and their business.
Everyone's so nice and so welcoming, and they're just like, we're so glad you're here, and I can tell they mean it. And everyone's been so sweet.
Well, they have a good chamber of commerce, a good working board there, and then the people here are all just lovely people. I mean, they're nice, and when they speak to you, they truly mean what they're saying. They're not fake.
Yeah. Well, we see them come back, so
And they're really patient too. Like if I'm alone, or they're really forgiving, which is so nice. It makes it easier, to work through the day.
Well, I think most people here, even though they may be laid back, they're still serious in their demeanor, so they understand, because they've been down that road too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there? Do you have a website or anything people can go to yet, or?
I don't have an official website yet.
Yeah, she doesn't have a .com, but she
Yeah.
does have a Facebook page.
Facebook.com/Miller's Bread. And I have all my menu on there. I have tons of photos. And you can message me and order on there as well.
Yes, they can go and check to see what her soups of the days are and you know what she has. Usually every day she'll post a picture of her case and what she's serving up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best way for anybody to stay in touch, to find out, you know, like when we had these freezes, you know, this last couple weeks, you know, she would post like, sorry, I'm not opening until 10 o'clock today because of the weather, you know.
Right.
So that way everybody can say, oh, well, I'm not going to go down there first thing in the morning. She won't be there. So
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. Now, how can they get in touch with you here at the store? You have a phone number. I've heard it ring.
Yeah, well, it's my cell phone right now. I need to get down. I've been so busy. I need to go down and set up a phone service and internet here. Actually, I've just been so busy.
Well, I can understand that, you know, and things take time.
Oh yeah, because we take call-in orders now. So we have a phone. I just need to get the service, and then but they call my cell phone right now. Like the hospital will call and put in their order for everybody, and then just come pick it up.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Was there anything else y'all would like to tell us that you haven't gone over?
No, I mean, you know, we've talked about in the future, you know, it's a matter of just, you know, doing a little bit of work, but, you know, adding a small deep fryer in the back, and we've talked about possibly doing donuts in the future. We've had a lot of people come in here.
For donuts.
Like literally a guy came in, and he was just like, you guys have donuts? And we're like, no, sorry. I was like, He just turned around and walked away. And it's just like, man, you know.
Yeah.
But I want to do donuts too. We just got to get a fryer and just set it up.
Yeah, we got to get a deep fryer, and I got to add a
Fresh
hood,
donuts.
you know, going up through the ceiling there so we can
Well, I
bid it
guarantee
properly.
if you do that, that'll definitely increase your business.
Yeah.
People are dying for fresh donuts.
We're always trying to think of just like new and innovative ideas that we can, you know, add, you know, a flavor, or add an easy item, you know, something that people are going to like that they've never had before. Like for example, like the ham and cheese croissants. You know, the ham and cheese croissant, it's croissant dough, and she rolls bacon or ham and cheese in it, and she rolls it into the croissant bun, and she bakes it. You know, so it's kind of like a ham and cheese croissant hot pocket.
Yeah.
That's something you can't get anywhere else here in Tennessee. You know what I mean?
It's all made from scratch.
And it's all made
Labor
from
of
scratch.
love.
You know what I mean? So we're always trying to think of like what is something that we can add to the menu that is unique and that you can't get anywhere else, and that people would really enjoy. So there's definitely going to be a lot more options in the future.
If you have any suggestions or ideas, just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll get it for
absolutely.
you.
Well, great. Well, folks, you heard it here. Look for future advancements here at Miller's Bread, and we're very thankful for Chris and Samantha both being with us today. And you can see our interview on BTC Fiber YouTube channel, as well as BTC Fiber's Channel 18. And until next time, thank you, and we'll see you then. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.